What would have happened had most of the protesters been black? They weren't. But let's just do this mind experiment. Why? Well, because we want to always reinforce the idea that America is systemically racist and that black people are eternal victims. So even when something has nothing to do with black people or very little to do with black people, we're going to just change the race of the actor so that we can pretend it had to do with black people. That way, black people can get upset even though they didn't have a skin in the game right here. Are you with me? So let's play that what if racial thought game here. Let's suppose, just suppose, Republicans impeach President Barack Obama. And after he leaves office, they conduct a trial to convict him, to expel him from an office he's already left, presumably to make sure he never runs again. And the person presiding over the trial is a judge, air quotes, who already voted to expel the defendant. WTH, are you kidding me? Man is impeached for exercising his First Amendment rights, asking people to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard, use the standard campaign rhetoric, fight like hell. He is impeached. Not one word of testimony taken, no evidence submitted, no affidavit introduced. He is impeached. Even though he's going to be leaving office within days, and then there is a trial to convict him, and the judge presiding over the trial has already exercised his bias or demonstrated it by already voting to convict him on another count when not a single House Republican joined it. You already voted to convict him for a count when not a single member of the other party supported it. This time you got 10. So obviously you're going to vote to convict now. This is fair? I ask you, those of you who engage in that stupid thought experiment after the Capitol riot, well, suppose they had been black. I got a phone call from my daughter, and my granddaughter, and she said, Pop, suppose they had been mostly black. And Biden says, nobody could tell me that the response would not have been different. Okay, nobody can tell me that America's response would not be different if President Barack Obama were impeached based upon these bogus grounds and then faced a trial after he left office and the judge presiding over the trial dislikes him to the point where he already voted to convict and expel him from office on account when not a single Republican joined. America would be on fire, and you know it. How many times did somebody get accused of being racist simply because they opposed a policy by Obama? Jimmy Carter said the vociferous, his word, not mine, the vociferous opposition to Obamacare is because many Americans just can't take the idea that a black man is in the White House. That's what he said. Quoting Jimmy Carter here. Don't get mad at me. Jimmy Carter, he's still alive. Probably listening to my show on Facebook. Mr. Former President, if Barack Obama had been impeached days before he was to leave office, and Mr. Carter, if the Republicans were then starting a trial and the judge presiding over the trial is a Republican who already voted to expel him out of office, do you think that would be a fair trial? Do you think the American people would be okay with that? I am stunned that half of this country is putting up with this. 75 million people voted for this man. And almost all would vote for him again. And he is now being tried by a judge who already voted to expel him out of office. Witnesses that have already said he's Hitler, he's Stalin, he's a Nazi. You wouldn't be able to recognize this place. Now, the new lawyer, his name is Dave Schoen, says, look, here's what we're going to say. We're going to say this whole thing is unconstitutional, and it is. There shouldn't be a trial, and there shouldn't. We don't have jurisdiction. Court doesn't have jurisdiction, and they don't. But he also made the point that I made from the very beginning, and that is if Joe Biden really wanted to heal, really wanted to reach out, pick up the phone, call Schumer and say, call off the dogs because this is stupid.